We experience our lives as a sequence of events, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, all moving in a straight line. But that perception of a flowing future is a neurological glitch. The verses at the end of Surah Al-Mu'minun suggest that time is a local phenomenon, a breathing trace left behind as we traverse a coordinate. It isn't a path we walk upon, it's a localized ripple in a much larger, static field. This creates a significant problem for how we approach the Quran. We often see it through a chronological lens, treating these pages as a dead record of the past, safely isolated from our present moment. However, the internal logic of the text describes something far more complex, a closed, time-independent geometric universe. In this Eternal Memory Tesseract, the past and future are simply adjacent coordinates in a single, ever-present structure. Surah Az-Zumar defines this reality as a perfectly closed geometric loop. It is a self-referential topology where the beginning and the end are physically connected, but a perfectly closed loop presents a massive paradox. If the system is sealed, there's a risk of static paralysis, an existence of endless repetition where nothing can ever truly change. To prevent this freeze, the system requires an internal friction, a hidden mechanical architecture designed to force the loop to move, rather than just sit. We can only see this by approaching the text with the mindset of a reverse engineer. We have to map its geometry as a literal machine, identifying the engine and the ignition switch hidden beneath the words. This is a Smith chart. In engineering, it's used to map every possible state of a transmission line inside a single bounded disk. Here, it represents the absolute limit of our closed universe. Within this disk, we have two distinct families of coordinates. The first is D10.
Intersecting these is the I9 family. These vertical arcs represent reactance, the infinite phase-bearing wave that witnesses and stores every action without consuming its energy. Every moment of existence occurs at a triple state, or T3, a glowing node formed where a specific D10 action meets an I9 wave. These two fields must converge without ever fully blending. It's the structural difference between the action and the witness that allows reality to maintain its shape. If the Smith chart is the blueprint, the cycloidal drive is the engine. This is the mechanical force that actually drives the system through its cycle. The engine operates through a deliberate mismatch. The outer ring of physical action, D10, contains 10 pins, but the inner wave gear, I9, has only 9 lobes. This creates an irreducible differential. Perfect alignment is mathematically impossible because the inner gear is always short by exactly 1. This gap is the engine of our reality. The friction caused by this mismatch prevents the system from spinning in a static circle, forcing it to progress forward. The math holds the system together. Since the total circumference of the book is 114, it takes 12 alternating D10 and I9 movements to close the ring perfectly. These confluences anchor the entire structure through 3 fixed stator points: nomination at 108, the uproot at 103, and the final witness at 110. We perceive linear time only because this friction exists. We are feeling the physical action of the gear constantly chasing the infinite witness. The motion of reality depends on coupling these two forces, D10 action and I9 witness. If the link breaks, the machine stops. But even a perfect engine needs an operator. Without one, the geometry and the mechanics remain in a state of static potential. In this framework, you are that missing component. You, the reader, are a living, named node, the specific coordinate where time is manifested. Occupying this coordinate is your primary trust, or amanat. You are woven into the very structural code of the system to serve as its operator. Understanding the mathematics of the universe is merely the first step. The system is a circuit, and you are the component required to close it. Most of us remain trapped in the illusion of linear time. We wander blindly, waiting for a future already contained within the present. To move past this, we must use our pure intellect, our akal,
to recognize the geometry of the field we are standing in. This leads to the system's primary activation command, coordinate 1912. Take the book with strength. Gripping 1912 is a command to engage the machine's primary activation sequence. By taking the coordinate, you stop observing the field from the outside and become the ignition required for the engine to turn. The machine is perfect. The field is closed. When will you activate 1912?